commemorate George Edward's 80th birthday.
One or the other. But that was a lovely aeroplane too, in its day. And I remember as a child,
it's not over.
I was... no, its day is not quite over. Mind you, there are less and less of
yours. I mean,
not mine, I hope. Mine, who knows by the end of the afternoon.
Right, well, the next item on the programme is described in my list as various Auster AOPs, which is a nice thing. As this defeated both of us, fortunately, we've got Major Stephen White, who is here to do the commentary on this. Steve, we'll hand the microphone over to you. Oh, you've got it already.
Thanks, good afternoon. Well, introduce the next item and get the circuit cleared. It's the Army Historic Auster flight. Very much its first display, but there is a reason for that. Next year is the 50th anniversary of the first flight of the British Auster, which considerable fame during the war as an air observation post aircraft. And we hope next year to run a formation with one of it on the ground, which I'll describe as they get airborne. But as I say, this is very much a first run for us, and hopefully next year, with the 50th anniversary, the Auster flight will be complete and showing effectively all 6 of the military marks. As some unkind person said last night in the hotel, Air Observation Post AOP also stands for Ancient Old Pilots, and in fact, the crews of our 3 aircraft today can give the aircraft themselves about 15 years between them. Just enjoying now while the Dakotas land on, and the Auster formation holding down at the threshold runway 25 down to your left. Whilst we wait for them to get airborne, we've got 3, as I said, flying today. The 4th, very much the old lady of the flight, LB312, is in the static line. She is the oldest all of it on Her Majesty's service. It was hijacked by a Spitfire squadron, 231 squadron, in 1945, and used as a hack by them in Germany at the end of the war. But it did manage to get in quite a lot of operational flying from D-Day through to the end of the war in Europe. Sadly not able to fly it today, but it will be flying next year with the team, and we hope also the one missing member we've got so far, an Auster 4 or 5.
Yes, well the engine's the right way up in this one.
No, but it...
Oh yes, I mean, yes, the Daimler Benz, yes, that's right.
Which always had the pilot sort of reclines very slightly, as in the F-16s today.
Not, I suspect, for the same reason. I think it was really Messerschmitt trying to get a lower profile
to
the aircraft.
Yes, if you were a tall pilot, you'd have it tall.
But it can't be comfortable.
There, the Mustang.
It looked uncomfortably like it for a while.
Well, this aircraft's early history is not very well known at all. Nobody knows how it came to be. But it was assigned to the United States Air Force Tactical Air Command on the 5th of September 1951, serving with the 131st Fighter Squadron at George Air Force Base.
Not that I dream of doing that, mind you.
Roger Aylward, will you please come to the pilot's tent? Roger Aylward. Okay, to pilot's tent. Thank you very much. Oh dear.
What are you alluding to that?
Right, the Messerschmitt fan is no greens on the right-hand side, so he is going to give us a flyby and just try and sort himself out. I suspect he'll probably recycle the gear in a second.
Yeah.
And then try a few loops and rolls.
He's not being superstitious, but I think it was probably rash to made that mention about only getting 2 greens earlier on.
That's right. Well, there you can see formations.
Yes, this time commemorating the
Well, of course, yes. Well, basically, in a nutshell, what happened? The war had finished, Berlin was divided, and indeed, it was on June the 21st, 1948, that a US military train was stopped by the Russians, who in fact then put their own engine on the front of this particular train, and it was fairly obvious from that event that the Allies were really just not going to get on too well in Berlin. There was going to be a rift. The problem was, of course, that